Hello, it's your girl Millie, and obviously today again I'm reviewing another movie. I'm reviewing a movie that is not what I would normally review, but I wanted to go for something that is not the usual, not the big names, and I stumbled on Idemuza. I watched Idemuza on Amazon Prime Time. I'm not advertising for Amazon, but all of a sudden I think they sort of have that platform for us to watch good movies. Idemusa was released in 2017, written by Alaoye Omoake. It starred people like Gloria Anozie Young, and I've never seen Christabel Goddy before, but she also was one of the big stars. Apparently, there was a death in the family, and as usual in Africa, no death. There's always the story behind the death. Who has caused it? So they called herbalists with all the village people present to find out what it is that had gone wrong. Herbalists consults and decides that the children were the cause of the misfortune for their family. What do the village people do? They take action by banning these children and they drive them away from their land. Of course, the kids kick back to say, look, how could you think we will be the cause of misfortune or the death of the people in the family? But they have no voice. So sad. There's so many sad stories of how families have disintegrated from either a feeling of, that somebody has done something. And most times it's wrong accusation. I'm not saying that, evil does not exist. But this is what happened to this family. So Idemusa finds that she now has to cater for her two siblings, her brother and her sister. And they flee town because it was they couldn't live in the same town. They were mocked. They were just basically not able to live, like people that had leprosy. So they left and they started going around looking for food and how to function. Idemusa leads her family to. She sees from this same newspaper. She opens this and she sees that there's a land where there's a pastor that takes in orphans and cater for them. She goes to the location of the church and asks for this father that does wonders. And the father is no longer available. But luckily for her, the man she meets helps make the connection. And then they bring a family down. First of all, they offer them shelter, but they said they would have to separate them. Demusa says over her dead body, she and her siblings must remain together. Finally, the man makes a call and someone was willing to take the whole family together. It turns out to be Gloria Anozie. And the makeup, in my mind, that was good. No, the makeup was, wow. I thought, oh my, they're leaving fry pan to enter fire. Because Gloria looked the path of a witch, I'm telling you. In that, so the makeup clearly showed Gloria in another light. Anyway, Gloria takes them into the village, puts them into the home. And then again, another thing comes out to light. Orphanages, funding, very limited. Kids are sleeping on top of each other. There's just basically limitations and limited resources. But Gloria turns out to be a good woman that had love in her heart to share. And she was striving, she was making applications for extra funds to support these children. She nurtured them like her own. Gloria, for me, was one of the main actors or actresses for this Idemusa. Idemusa was actually fantastic, but Gloria was a surprise for me. Anyway, so now and again, while Idemusa and her family are in this house, there's a reverend sister that is supporting Gloria, who is the mother of the house. But reverend sister turned out to be a wolf in clothing. What did they say that thing? Turned out not to be who a reverend sister should be. She was stealing money from the home. She had a relationship with this strange guy that turns up to take money from her. But Idemusa finds out and is shocked. At a point, she was able to tell Gloria, who is the mother of the house, and say, look, she just voiced her concern. Our reverend sisters allowed to have boyfriend. Gloria looks at her and says, where is this talk and this perception coming from? She just backed off and said no, that she just wondered. But unfortunately, she shared this Idemuza's thought with the reverend sister that was the one committing the offense, and the reverend sister is not happy because she now knows that Idemuza knows about what she does. Anyway, so Idemuza is going to school, she's helping out at home, but Idemuza turns out to be a really bright girl in school and stands out. She didn't come out to, she didn't come out to like brag about it, but you can never cover a good thing. You can't cover a light on that. You can't use a basket to cover it. It will shine forth. Idemuza had shown, Idemuza was shining forth. Her brilliancy came out, and the teacher began to take interest in Idemuza. Obviously, again, because of the kind of situation they found themselves, Idemuza would wake up early, go to the stream. That's another thing. The stream is the same place where they bath, they fetch water, they store food, process food. I don't want to say anything, but I just looked at it and I thought, yes, you have water, but there must be some separation in terms of what you do with it. Anyway, Idemuza will go to the stream early in the morning, make sure she gets water, participate in cooking, helping serving the children before she takes off to school. And she would have to walk some miles to get to school. She gets to school, she's tired, and then you face bullying. So sometimes you think in life, oh, this is all. The fact I'm going through stress at home, maybe there'll be respite in school. But no, you still get there and you still meet strange people that would make life a bit more unbearable for you. But Idemuza was very calm and she managed through that. So they carry on. There's a debating society. And Idemuza, there was debating. No, there was competition in terms of maths and sciences, science contests. And Idemuza was registered into it because they could see her potential. So she did well in the first stages and they moved on. And I think one of the prizes for this was to get a scholarship to go abroad. Teacher was very supportive. So you pray in your life that you will find a teacher like Idemuza's teacher that was very supportive of her dream and her passion and could see the potential and was willing to help her push it further. Sadly, Gloria takes ill and dies. Life. You think one thing has happened and it will go past. But look at what's happening. More problems and issues are coming up. Mother Teresa steps forward that she's the one that would lead these children on. She offers her services. And the Reverend Father could not see past it. They said to Mother Teresa, oh yeah, take over. Mother Teresa says, okay, I will take over. Only to be squandering the money and putting a lot of suffering on these children. Beating them, screaming, basically rationing all the food that goes out to them. Idemuza steps up, goes out scavenging, looking for anything to raise money. There was one particular scene that was quite sad when she raised 700 naira from all the plastic that she had gathered and sold, and she had the option of buying a textbook or buying food. So first thing I thought, our school system, no textbooks. Children have to go and buy it to support themselves. And these kids already have limited resources. And they still have to strive. And they still have to fight that same space. You're competing with people that their parents have that fund to give them that support. Extra lessons. Idemuza leaves the textbook because she can't afford it. She goes to the market to buy food for herself and siblings to eat. All this, and yet you're supposed to compete at the same level. I was, as a copper, I served in Benue. And while I was serving, I was assigned to a school to teach maths and social studies. And then I came in contact with something that I saw that happened in Idemuza. How much can I teach? And you're teaching these children, first of all, have to go to farms. Some of them were already parents. So they were parents, they'll go to farm, they'll do all that before they come to school. They come to school already tired, with limited resources, with limited support. And they have to do jump and pass like every other person. So Idemuza connected me back to that pain and thought of many years ago of the fact that there's no balance. I know in life, it's not every hand will not be equal. But then again, the government needs to put resources together to at least make things a bit more balanced for some people, so that the learning, because you're bringing them all out to compete, it can't be at the same balance. So as I watch movies, I don't watch only for the beauty of the movie or for the entertainment. I pick lessons from it, and I'm saying there's a lesson for everyone to pull together and support children in need, so that they will have. So when you say equity, there's real equity, because they've learned the same things and they can compete at the same level. So we're lucky that Idemuza was a focused child, and defined the odds to be able to continue learning. Another thing again, when the teacher said, I'm your biology and chemistry teacher, that's what happens. One person is teaching everything. Where's the time for that teacher to even go and upskill, go and learn new things? So you're burdened with it. And I'm sure sometimes if there's no other teacher, you're the one that teaches all sciences. But here, people are experts in a subject, and you're giving time to, continue to improve yourself. But that resonated again with me. That's when you have limited resources, one person will do it all, and they will give just as much as they can. Idemuza's mom died by childbirth. She was giving birth at home. Medical resources again in Africa, very limited. How many more deaths by childbirth? In the West here, if you want to give birth at home, it's planned for, and all manner of emergencies are ready. That if anything goes wrong, something is called into. Something as simple as giving birth. I know that sometimes death occurs anyway, but some are avoidable. So the fact that we lost another soul just from giving birth just also sent another signal to me. Let's upgrade our medical system. Even if you want to give birth at home, let there be that support that if anything goes wrong, you can call on the extra help that you need to save a life. So Mother Teresa is making life difficult for Idemuza, and it brings another bond in the home. Idemuza is missing school because she has to fend for these children, because Mother Teresa is more interested in her boyfriend and all her clandestine activities. But it awakened the love and bond that one day the kids came together and said, Idemuza, if you don't go to school, we will not eat. And Idemuza promised them she would go to school, and they started to study together using candles, any form of light, to be able to read. That's another thing. People in authority stealing the resources that were allocated for people that are vulnerable, people that can't fight you, people that don't even know these resources are available to them. That woman, I'm so sorry that she's dressed in a nun's dress, but it broke my heart. But that's how the leaders also of Nigeria, that's how the leaders of Africa at the moment, most of African nations are. We take the resources that are meant to help upgrade our system, and you share it among the few. And the vulnerable remain vulnerable, and they don't get that which is allocated to them. Shame. Shame. Loved the scene where Idemuza's father was educating his child. Not because a man is poor does not mean he has nothing to give to his child. It was really comforting. Ask a question, Idemuza will answer. Idemuza will ask and he will answer. Even in his pain, he was striving to provide for his family. That is the love of a parent. To continue to nurture, to continue to support. And he gave Idemuza the will and the words and the spirit to continue to lead. That was a good father. There was one thing he said to Idemuza which I really liked. He said, Idemuza's father said to her, he said, the future belongs to those who dare. And at the time Idemuza needed it, she remembered the word and she picked up, because yes, you get tired and you get lonely. But hold on to that which your father taught you. You have to make a case for yourself. You have to make a case for yourself. Force yourself out of the box. People will box you in. They will tell you all your limitations, but you are the one that will say, no, not here. These confines do not hold me. Idemuza had said those boxes do not hold her. She broke out of the confines and she began to strive. Look at the last scene where they were having the contest, the final day of the contest. Her letter of invitation was missing, mysteriously. Mother Teresa picks up her, sorry, I have to call her Mother Teresa, that's not really fair. But the lady nun in the movie takes Idemuza's uniform, ties it up and then dirties it and hides it away. One of the kids in the home, all the kids in the home went in search of this uniform, found it dirty. That was Idemuza's last option. She picks the dress, wears it and runs. It reminds me of the pursuit of happiness. So it's running through different pathway and finally gets to the place of the contest. And as usual, the person in charge of the register, yes, everything has to be ticked off. Where's your paper? If you don't have your paper, that means you're not here. Idemuza looked and for the first time jumped over and said, no, not today. You're not going to hold me bound. My name is in this list and I'm going to go. And she jumps into the auditorium. Everyone is looking and she's called for. Where is your paper if you're supposed to be in this class? You can't participate. But Idemuza speaks out for herself. And all of a sudden, there's a voice in the audience that speaks for Idemuza. So my own is that when you find yourself in confines, when you find yourself without a voice, may somebody speak for you. Then her friend in the audience exchanges uniform with Idemuza to allow her to participate in the contest. Contest starts off with a bit of a brawl because there's a jealous team member that doesn't like Idemuza's contribution. She's answering questions, she's failing. She's answering, she's failing, and he finally breaks her. But Idemuza is not fighting because, like again, if you're light, it will shine forth. And she didn't have a bad bone in her. And during the break, they make peace and they go back and everybody teams together. Teamwork works. Idemuza and her team won that contest. And Idemuza was offered a place to go abroad and continue her studies. It's not every time that life ends that way. But it was a beautiful movie. The lady nun was picked up, prosecuted for the wrong that she had done. It wasn't persecution, it's prosecution. She did wrong and she was picked up for it. When our leaders are continuing to do what they are doing, one day is for the thief, one day is for the owner. A day of reckoning will soon come. I loved Idemuza. The name, the whole setting, and the lesson that was learned there. And I hope for every orphan that a light will shine upon you and your light will shine. So don't let anything be a limitation for you. Hold on. Your day will come. Thank you.